Hello gamers, it's me Thigigna, and today, I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different, because I wanted to talk a little bit about my favorite game, Intravenous, and, if you're at all familiar with, the level editor of this game, you should know that there is a 3-part series on the Explosive Squat, YouTube channel made by the developer himself, basically talking about the basics of the level editor and stuff. And I'm not going to get into any of that because you can just watch that series if you want to learn the basics of how to use it and stuff. But what I want to talk about more is how to do intravenous level design, because I know there's a lot of you out there who want to make your own stuff, or maybe you are making your own stuff and you want it to be good. And hopefully I can maybe help a little bit with that. So I've prepared a list of things that I think are important with intravenous level design. But I don't really have a script. I've only really just made like a bullet list of things I want to cover. So the first thing I want to start with is I actually made an example in the map editor, and hopefully when I load in, I'll be able to demonstrate what I'm talking about here. So here is a level that I made. It's a simple building. You can see the full thing here. Really pretty simple and easy, and the target is over there in that room. Now, what I want to illustrate with this level is what I think one of the most important aspects of intravenous level design is. And I'm going to call it room distribution. And what this means is basically I believe that the challenge from intravenous comes from the unknown and the possibility of anything being around the corner, or in this case beyond the screen. And I sort of made this little level here with this in mind because I'm standing at the start here and I can see the entirety of the level just by panning my camera all the way to the right. And I think this is a bad example of intravenous level design because, as I said before, I think the challenge comes from having that unknown factor of, what's beyond the edge of the screen, what's beyond where I can reach and where I can see. Because you have the top-down perspective here and you can kind of, see everything. There's really no challenge. I can, analyze these guys' patrol patterns and just find the right time to walk in and get to the target, which I'm going to do that right now. So this guy's going to come back here, going to watch the door, and he's going to go up and look over there. Actually, this is a bad time to go, because he's going to turn around before, But this will be a great time to go once this guy goes back over to the hallway here, because he's looking up there and that guy's up in that room, so I can sneak in here, grab this guy too. But I will have to wait again because that guy would have seen me if I tried to go up there. So I'll just wait for one more cycle here. As soon as this guy heads back over here, I'll head on up here. Close the door. And boom! Made it to the target. Now, I don't think, this is a bad level because of how simple it is. I think, you can make something that's simple and still challenging. But the problem here is that there really is no challenge, because I can see basically all the threats that I need to be careful of in this building. It's all available information to me even before I enter the building. So there's really no challenge. I can sit out here and analyze their patrol path and calculate beforehand, before I even put myself in any danger, to see what the best route is to take. And that's why I think this is bad level design. And I made another building. May look familiar to you. And I think this is an improvement on the old version. This is a new version. You can see basically the same layout, but there's something new. I'm right up against the wall here, and I'm all the way panned out to the end, as far out as I can look, and I can't see the edge of the building. And I think this is much better because, as you see this guy over here, he's gonna walk down this hallway, and you can see the shadow he turned around, but I don't know what else is beyond this point. So that gives me some pause as to, you know, what if there's another guard over there? Basically, there could be anything over there. I really don't know. And that, I think, is the key to making a challenging level in Intravenous, is hiding, you know, certain amounts of information from the player to make, to make it more challenging. So I'm going to try sneaking through this again, and we'll see how it goes. I'll save. I don't need to save because it's a fucking level editor. Alright, so now that we're inside, you notice we can see the full map again. There's the target up there. There's this extra room up here, this office that this guy is patrolling, and this room is considerably longer. But now you noticed I had to put myself at risk of being seen by this guy or that guy to get this information. You know, I had to actually enter the building to see everything, which I think, you know, much better design, because, you know, giving your player everything they need for free, I'm not a huge fan of. Oops. Didn't mean for him to... I guess he heard me. He didn't see me. But yeah, anyways, I fucked up, so let me try again. Yeah, this just in my opinion is much better design because, you know, there should be some risk around, you know, gathering this information. This is also why I play at, you know, the default zoom level. I know some people are on bigger monitors and they like to, you know, maybe they're on ultra wide, or they just, you know, have zoomed out, you know, extra zoom level. But this is why I like to play at default, because I think the challenge of the game comes from like the lack of information you get. You can only see so far in any direction, and that's, in my opinion, where the challenge of the game comes from. So he's going to turn around and look this way, and he's going to walk into this room, and we'll have a chance to take him out. Perfect. This guy, there's no one else in this room, so we can take him out as well. Shit. You guys heard me. There's no ambient sound in this place, so that's understandable. Alright, so let's see what this guy does. He walks up here, looks at the door. And he walks up there and looks at this. So, because this is a wall that he can't see through, we can safely, you know, go up here. And use the EMP and go down here, because we know he looks up there. I'm going to turn this out. See if I can get behind him. Nice. And boom, there's the whole building taken out. But you notice I had to put in a lot more effort and strategy this time because I didn't have all the information available to me at the start. I had to put myself in some sort of risk in order to successfully clear this level, which I think is a lot better. So yeah, I think I'll end it here for now. I have more things on my list, but you know, I may have to build more example houses to illustrate them. And right now this is all I have. So yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you for watching. I'm hopefully going to make more of these videos as I come up with more things to say and more examples to have. So, oh, right. What we should do is I want to take a look at some of the game's levels in the level editor. Because you can actually load, there's a, like, all the levels in Intravenous 2 are, you can load them up in the level editor. Which is awesome. And it's really helpful for looking at things like level design and, you know, stuff like that. Patrol routes, how to balance different, you know, how many enemies should you have in an area, etc. All those you can look at the game for examples for. And one, this is not the right one. I did want to look at one map in particular, which is probably one of my favorites in the game. I think it's 9. Yep. Police precinct. Now this is a huge building. I mean, by the standards of what I just showed you. And this place, I think, is a great example of this concept of room distribution, because I'm just going to zoom in to the default zoom level here. You know, you have a side entrance here, a main entrance here, and a sort of back entrance here. So those are different ways you can get in. But what I like so much about this level is that there's a really good mix of like kind of tiny rooms that, you know, if you're standing in here, let's say, you can look, you know, up here or to the left and right here and see that there's, you know, you can assess the threat of these rooms to the side because, you know, they're pretty small and you can just move your mouse over to see them. But if you look up here, there's this giant hallway up here that we don't know what's up there. And there's a patrol that goes up here and stops up here. But you can't see that from all the way down here. So I think this level is just a really great example of combining, you know, lots of small rooms that you can see into really easily with these really long corridors that present a sort of threat. Because, you know, let's say, I think this guy stops here, goes up here, and stops somewhere up there. But, you know, if I'm just down here and watching him do that, I don't know if there's another guard that'll see him go missing up here. Because, you know, if I want to take him out, maybe his friends up here, you know, will notice he goes missing if I'm not quick enough to take them out as well. And that's really a big unknown factor. So, you know, I just think this is a really great balance of, you know, these rooms, if you can see into them, don't really provide a challenge. You know, you can just wait, see their patrol pattern, and then act on it. You know, you're not really in any danger. But these long corridors provide such a huge threat because you don't know, you can't really see the end of them. And I really think that's where, you know, the like the challenge comes from in, you know, in this game. So I hope that illustrated it. Again, I didn't really have a script, so I hope you understand what I'm saying here. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. thank you for watching. I'm going to make more of these videos in the future. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks for playing Intravenous, and thanks for... Oh, if you want to... I mean, I don't really get anything out of it, but if you want to play my campaign that I made for Intravenous too, check my YouTube channel. I have a trailer with the link for the game on it. Or it's just also on the Steam Workshop, GNN, Intravenous 2. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something, and have a great day.